the residence of Inanna in Anu. It is mentioned several times in the epic Gilgamesh. The evolution of the gods to whom the temple was dedicated is the subject of scholarly study. The Uruk, also known as Warka or Warka, was an ancient city in Sumer. All right, so once again, we done got led to from the Passover to Easter to the prostitutes, from Pascha to the prostitutes. We done got led all the way to Ishtar, to Ishtar, to Inanna, right? To the Queen of Heaven. We done got led to the Queen of Heaven, to Eanna, to Uruk, right? And they are already mentioning what? Sumer. Now, Sumer is a city. Situated east of the presented bed of the Euphrates River on the dried up ancient channel of the Euphrates. Now remember, the Euphrates River was the same place where they had found the shrines and the temples. Remember that. Remember when they had found the shrines and the temples of the goddess, that's where they was at. So Ishtar, which her main cult center, she was associated with the planet Venus, and her most prominent symbol includes the lion. And so that's why she got her foot on the lion, or what we could say Leo. My father is a Leo, and Leo is the fire sign, all right? Leo for that sun. So Venus, so her planet is Venus, and her most prominent symbols include the lion and the 8-pointed star. The 8-pointed star. All right. So she has the 8-pointed star. Now the cardinal is 6-pointed. So she represents the 8-pointed star. And that's the star of Ishtar. The star of Inanna is a symbol of the ancient Sumerian goddess Inanna, her East Semitic counterpart, Ishtar. The owl was also one of Ishtar's primary symbols. Ishtar is mostly associated with the planet Venus, which is also known as the morning star. Wow. The morning star. That's the sun. The morning star is the sun. It's just no way around this planet. The morning star is the sun, and it's represented as the feminine. So I don't know why we run around calling all the young boys sons, and you know, but that's just how it's going, right? However, that sun is feminine. You know, that's that morning star, all right? And that's that 8-point star right there. That's that 8-point star, Ishtar. Right? Her husband was the god Dumuzid, later known as Tammuz. Dumuzid is an ancient Mesopotamian god associated with shepherds, who was also the primary consort of the goddess Inanna in Sumerian mythology. Dumuzid's sister was Gestinana, the goddess of agriculture. Peace and love to the gods and goddesses. And her suko, or personal attendant, was the goddess Ninshaber, who later became conflated with the male deities Labarat and Papsuka. Inanna was worshipped in summer at least as early as the Uric period 4000 BCE to 3100 BCE, but she had little cult activated before the conquest of Sargon of Akkad. During the post-Sargonic era, she became one of the most widely venerated deities in the Sumerian pantheon. The temples across Mesopotamia, the cult of Inanna Ishtar, which may have been associated with the variety of sexual rites, was continued by the East Semitic-speaking people. Once again, the variety of sexual rites. Wow. Sexual rituals fall into two categories: culture created and natural behavior, the human animal having developed sex rituals from evolutionary instinct for reproduction, which are then integrated into society and elaborated to include aspects such as marriage rites. So the sexual rituals, which one is identified, of course, as the natural behavior of sex, and then one is some animal sex type shit, which that's definitely not of the people. Okay, just make that understood. So it was continued by the East Semitic speaking people, the Akkadians, Assyrians, and Babylonians, who succeeded and absorbed the Sumerians in the region. All right. She elevated to become the highest deity in their pantheon, ranking above their own national god, Ashar. So Ashar, or Asar, also phonetically is an East Semitic god and the head of Assyrian pantheon and Mesopotamian religion, worshipped mainly in North Mesopotamia. All right? So that's also another star, the god Ashar. All right? And now the god Ashar, he's worshipped mainly in northern Mesopotamia, in parts of northeast Syria and southeast Asia Minor, which is constituted Old Assyria. Now his planet is also the sun. All right? And his symbol is the winged sun. The winged sun is a solar symbol associated with divinity, royalty, and power in the ancient Near East. So we also have the masculine. We also have the masculine deity here. The Ashar, the Asar. Now, Asar was the defined form of the city of Asar, which dates from the mid-3rd millennium BC and was the capital of the old Assyrian kingdom. Right? Now, we also want to note when it comes to the Lent and the 40 days that Jesus, or the Lord Jesus Christ, that the Lord had fast for 40 days and 40 nights. And when we look at Ramadan, Ramadan, right? Or Rama, or Sunma, or Sunra, or Sunma, right? We're dealing with the sun again, and we're dealing with the same timing that the Lord had fast for 40 days and nights. So some scholars have claimed that Ashar was represented as the winged sun that appears frequently in Assyrian iconography. Many Assyrian kings had names that included the name Ashar, including above all Ashar Abalit, Ashar Nasarpal, Ashar Haran, Ashar Haharian, Ashar Banipal, Epithetics, which is Great Lord, Father of Gods, Great Mountain, and God of Ashar. The symbols of Ashar include a winged disc with horns. Wow, a winged disc. So they're describing the sun as a disc, as we know it, with horns, enclosing 4 circles revolving around a middle circle. Rippling rays fall down from either side of the disc. All right? And so we were just tapping into Ashar, Asar, okay? So we don't get, just so we let the university know that they are also a masculine, as well, and knowing that we all have a masculine and a feminine. And so whenever there is a feminine, there's a masculine. So whenever there's a masculine, there's definitely a feminine. And so what we have been taught throughout our life and history is that there's only one deity, and it's masculine, and that's a lie. And you heard it from me, Phillip Atkinson. And I'm pretty sure for those that already is aware, already know, but we have to start living as so. That's the key. We have to start waking each other up, mainly the women. Mainly the women. We got to uplift them. We got to make sure that we're speaking with love and with the greatest intent. We got to make sure that we are raising their vibrations, constantly uplifting them, uplifting them. It's life, and it's a game being played out here. And the key is acknowledging the game. And we'll have less problems in the relationships, with the goddess, as we're trying to love her. And there may be so much going on in the world, right? So much confusion, a lot of chaos. And so I'm here as a guide, to continue to build with you, to bring forth more knowledge, to continue to raise the vibration in the feminine era for the feminine energy, right? And so all of the women, they are empowering in position. And from me to you, what I give to you today is I just give you history, right? His history, and his history has become part of ours because he always had one of you. And so being that he always had a goddess that he could milk, right? Or that he could, put under a spell, to where once he has her mind, then he has her body. And when he has her body, then she would also prostitute for him. Or, at any given time, she would give it to him. And that's all he really desired. So the same with narcotics and drugs. It was given to the goddess so that once it fries the brain, cracks the egg, the Easter egg, and then once the Easter egg is cracked, then the body comes along with it. And so to know that this is how the continuous of procreation, the interbreeding, and so many other things that we will get into, However, we want to keep this clean as possible. We already spoke of, prostitution, and it's not a good topic for me. It's not really a good topic at all. I'm just so glad that the goddesses had came in and part of the bill and saved God. And they wanted to make the goddesses, seem like they was prostitute way back then, and they destroyed the temples. And so knowing that after they destroyed the temples of the goddess, they then built their own brothels. Okay. So it say Parpala continued by drawing on parallels between the Ein Sof and the Kabbalah and the symbolism of Ashar with the tree of life. The depiction of Ashar, the universal God, behind the solar disk, representing light as his essential nature, just as in Kabbalah is just one instance of Parpala's comparison. Peace and love. Peace and love to the universal God, Ashar. Right? All right. And let me give you a depiction of Ashar. Ashar, the God. That is Ashar.